welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast. This week, we're doing a match review for the brilliant Liverpool versus Arsenal match. It's just gone on. Bobby obviously not very happy about losing 3-1. Joining us today is Liverpool, very happy Liverpool fan, Adam. Thanks for coming on. So, Bobby, what are your thoughts on that brilliant defeat?
Well, I don't think it, as annoyed as I am right now, I think it could have gone a lot worse. Like, Liverpool were playing really well. You can't really deny that they were playing
Could have scored
really well.
4.
They could have scored more if Salah wasn't greedy and he stole Jota's chance. But I actually think maybe under Emery or Wenger it could have been 4, 5, maybe. And yeah, maybe with a couple of chances that went our way, it would have been a bit easier.
Yeah, Adam, you're obviously very happy with that.
I am actually, yeah. Robertson, we could have been 3-0. Could have been 3-0, but Robertson decided to slip up in about 25th minute. What was it? I don't know.
3-0?
Yeah, because it was 3-1, wasn't it?
If they didn't have slip up and cause a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But we played well most of the game. We couldn't deal with Arsenal's counter-attacks, but we'd handled most of them well. However, the one.
I think arguably Liverpool's best player was, Trent's crosses were just really good. Like, you can't deny that. They were really good. And Robertson was putting a shift in. Mane was kind of in Rob Holding's pocket a little bit. Like, he was actually he was a little bit non-existent today. Talking about non-existent, can we talk about Aubameyang? He was not there today. He
popped up at like the 88th minute or something like that. And
say hello. Yeah.
Could have shot, but he just didn't.
No, he passed it to him, yes, yeah.
Just a brilliant stat for Bobby is that the last time Arsenal won at Anfield was 2012.
Quite a long time ago.
So quite a little bad statistic.
Let's make it a decade. Come on, let's go.
But to be fair, Liverpool have not lost at Anfield in 3.5 years.
That is quite an impressive stat, to be fair.
So for us to break them, especially how well they were playing.
Yes, but now how many of those Anfield games has Roberto Firmino scored? Come on.
Not many.
3. Something like that.
Go.
But yeah, Bobby, you said there, no one's won at Liverpool haven't lost at Anfield in 3 years. Is there anyone realistically this season you can see beating them? I mean, from the start of the season, if I was looking in on it and just looking solely on squads, not recent performances, I would say possibly Chelsea, but they've looked a bit rubbish.
No, I definitely wouldn't say Chelsea now. I think they've just spent too much and they've just got a load of players who don't know how to play together.
They spent 300 million and went 3-0 down in the first half an hour. That was
against West Brom.
Yeah,
and they had to get Tammy Abraham to save them.
Yeah,
Tammy Abraham.
Mason Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi, who all came from their academy, so that's quite ironic. I saw this thing. It was somebody said that Frank Lampard's playing Ultimate Team, but he's got all red chemistry links everywhere, so the team's playing shit.
To be very, very true. There was another one of this Thiago Silva performance at Glastonbury has been still the best in the UK.
Yeah, that's very true. I also thought Liverpool's press is ridiculous. We were literally passing it. When we had goal kicks, we were passing it from the back line to the 6-yard box, and they were literally we had to pass a Tierney using the corner flag. It was crazy. We couldn't get the ball out.
Did we score from one of those, or did we? Was it almost a goal? Because
we scored from Robertson.
Robertson came in.
Robertson, Mane, and Jota.
Talking of Mane, the possible Mohamed Ali red card.
Red card. That has to be a red card. I'm sorry.
Adam, what's your defense of this?
I can see the little jab in the face. I mean, he would be proud of that. Let's be honest. He would be proud. That's the yellow, not red.
Nah. At the time, I was like, yes, a yellow. But thinking about it, he's just literally lashed out with his elbow into his face.
No. I mean, it wasn't intentional, obviously. He was trying to get shoulder on, but his arm went out too far.
Yeah, it just accidentally hits him in the face with his elbow.
Yeah, with it accidentally bit of the fact that he you look at the video footage, he looks at Tierney and then goes and whacks him in the face.
Yeah.
So it's not very accidental.
No,
What
but
do you mean? He got the ball.
Yeah, but that if that had been a red card, do you think that that match would have gone? I was gonna say another way, but it's Arsenal, so it probably wouldn't have done. But
Well, I mean, I think it'd have gone a different way. Because Mane's not exactly a bad player, is he? He's one of the good ones for us. He did get a goal. He did get a goal as well. So there's that.
well, it's not really a goal. It's tapping.
If it goes in the back of net, it's a goal. Come on.
Yeah, it is
Goal's
a
a
goal,
goal.
but we can't be bragging about those.
Do you see Robertson's screamer? Oh, mate.
it's very very sad times for me having to admit that Robertson played all right instead of just shit.
What, do you not rate
No,
Robertson?
not really.
He did redeem
Why
himself.
He doesn't
Didn't he?
do much, does he?
I mean, he sits on the left hand side.
Alexander Arnold, yeah, sure, he played brilliantly and could be considered the best player of that match. But it's just Robertson, isn't he? He's just the other lot. Like him and Joel Matip, Joe Gomez, they're just like the rest of the Liverpool squad that seem to be on the pitch. And
I think arguably they do have the players up front. Like you've got your Manes, your Salahs, they're ballers, they're good players. But I think if you look at the actual, it's just as a team, they just press ridiculously well, and I think they all just work together so in sync. And you just see the Arsenal. You've got Lacazette pressing, maybe Aubameyang pressing. They just do it one by one. But when you have all three of them running straight at you, it's really difficult to stop that.
Especially with Arsenal, when they played from what I was watching on TV, like as if they were playing 5 at the back.
Yeah.
But they're still being outnumbered by attackers pressing, and you should really be thinking, if you're playing that many people of that area of the pitch, how are you getting outnumbered
by 3 people?
Plus the people in midfield weren't exactly very high up. The Bios was doing most of the defending for David Luiz
when he came on. You've got Holding, Tierney, and David Luiz are all defenders. You got Bellerin, defender, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, defender, and then you got El Neni and Xhaka, who are defensive midfielders. So we had no attacking midfielder. We still got Willian starting over our club record signing, Pepe, who, is just not really doing anything, is he?
What happened to Ozil?
I don't know. Does he even exist anymore?
I think he's just a bit of an irrelevant one in the squad now. Never going to see him again, are you?
No, I don't know. It is a shame, but I don't really think we can do anything about it. He's just tied down with his contract.
I think also we just need to highlight the fact here. Hector Bellerin gave away 2 foul throws during the match.
Was it 2?
It was 2.
I only saw
he got one in the
it?
first half and he got one in the second half. And it's like under 12s give away foul throws. Not first team Arsenal defenders.
Senior football players. Yeah, that is a bit ridiculous. What do we think of that Lacazette finishing? Obviously, the first one, it was offside.
Still, it was pretty bad.
Pretty poor. And then you've got the second one, which is a great run and a great pass. Scores that. It's 2-2. We could take a point from it. And he kicks it straight at Alisson.
Just the general Arsenal finishing in that match was awful.
It was really, well, I mean, there wasn't many shots.
His goal was amazing, I must say. His goal was outstanding.
It was a great assist from Andy Robertson.
Obviously. It skimmed his foot and somehow went over Alisson.
Alisson. I don't know how Alisson's not.
It was a pretty painful one to watch because I think Alisson had went down knowing, I think he's going to hit it along the floor. So he went down to cover that, and then he just went, oh no, it's gone over my hand.
He tried to judge it before.
Yeah.
But that was very savable. But Arsenal's finishing was just absolutely atrocious. Look,
we were good on the counter attack with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Aubameyang was non-existent. Lacazette's finishing was poor. Willian didn't really have any shots, so it was just a bit of a culmination of nothing, really.
They've even Lacazette being probably one of the, obviously Aubameyang's a bit better. They're the best striker at the club. Yeah, I didn't realise that he was, when he was on, apart from that goal, that he was on the pitch, or even when he got brought off, because obviously the Arsenal attack didn't really have much impact on the game. And when Pepe came on, and you have like 1-on-1 through chances with Alisson, and obviously Alisson, probably one of the world's best keepers. and it's like, how are you not? You're meant like Pepe worth 72 million, obviously overpaid on that. How are you not scoring one-on-one chances like that? And they're just, but I guess you could just put that onto Alisson being really good. But still, if you're worth that amount of money, you need to be scoring a bit more.
We're not bad on the attack, obviously. Like, we're clearly good going forward, but we do need to just sort of maybe not rely on Aubameyang to score all our goals, because when he does have an off day, like today, doesn't turn up, there's really nothing up there, to be honest.
Is there anyone that you would particularly want attacking wise brought into the club? Obviously linked with Aouar, which is midfield, but
I'm not going to be one of those classic people that like says, "Oh, yeah, that would be great," even though they've never seen him play in their entire life. So I mean, I've got absolutely no idea about him. I've never seen him play before, but he's young. He's French. We signed a lot of people from the French league that do not turn out to be as good as they're made to be. But I mean, I think it would show good ambition. If Arteta wants him, he's clearly good. Like, you clearly got something that he needs. So it would be great to see him and maybe Partey if that happens. But I doubt we'll even get that done, to be honest.
Was that a shot fired at Lacazette by any chance?
And Pepe. I don't not rate Lacazette and Pepe. I think Pepe definitely has more to show.
Pepe has potential, Lacazette
had a good start and then
falling down.
Poor year.
He wasn't as good as he was at Lyon, but then it's the French league, isn't it? They're not exactly
Farmers League.
Yeah, it's not exactly the world's most challenging league, but then obviously everyone going saying, "Oh, it's the Farmers League," and then, "Oh, look, we've just knocked out all the the English teams in Europe this season in the Champions League."
Their players can't perform in England, but when they play against English clubs, they play it right.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really make sense.
I guess that's because they have pretty much a proper season off compared to the Premier League players who actually have to, do some work.
Yeah, true. What do you think about your new signing, Diogo Jota, Adam?
As we've seen in that game, he has an alright finishing. I think he has potential to. Yeah, he's one of the players that's got to work for the position, because he's one of the like substitutes for the front three.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's going to have to try and show that he is worth being played instead of Firmino, Mane, or Salah.
Do you reckon if you see a continued lack of goals from Firmino, do you reckon you could see him coming in like wide position and then maybe putting Salah up front? I mean, that could be a thing.
No, because Firmino doesn't really have much. He can run, obviously, but he doesn't have much. He's not as fast as the wingers we have currently. So if we were to play anyone up front, it probably would be Jota, and we'll stick Firmino down into Cam.
I'd just take Firmino off the pitch, really.
Yeah, I'd take Firmino off the pitch.
Yeah, or just off the pitch.
There's just much better players in front of him in the squad.
Yeah. Do you reckon? Is there anybody else that you would you want Liverpool to get in terms of how you play and who you want to bring in?
I think we should just like see how we're playing from this season, because we got Jota and we got Thiago, an attacking player and a midfielding player. We don't really need a defender at the moment because we've got quite good defence. So I think we should play this season out, see how it goes, and we just look at our weaknesses as the weeks go on, and see who needs to sign for the next transfer window.
Well, there's been some odd transfers with Liverpool, obviously, because they've got such strong first team. Some of the signings, you're a bit like, well, you're not going to play like the Olympiacos left back. There's no way he's going to get a starting place over Robertson unless Robertson plays badly, is he?
I think that's just.
No, exactly.
I think he's more like. I think it was said that he was more for, like for instance, when we played Lincoln. I can't say that. But it was more like a substitute player for Robertson when he needs the rest, more than it is for a starting player. And
then also you got Minamino, who's come in, and everyone was like, "Oh, Liverpool have got Minamino. He's gonna light the Premier League up." He
hasn't done much. He hasn't really done much at all.
It's because he's just getting.
He's got a couple goals.
I was saying when I was watching the match, and obviously he got brought on 90th minute with plus 3 minutes of added time, and you must think, obviously, very young, fair enough, but when players like Phil Foden, who are about the same age, are getting played every week, you must feel a bit, undervalued. But then I guess if you're winning stuff at the club, you wouldn't really care.
Yeah, because even on the bench, they're still going to get money either way. And but then again, does he want playtime or does he want the money?
Yeah.
I've also got here. What was it? Jurgen Klopp said, "Did Roy Keane say we had a sloppy performance tonight? He must have been watching a different game. Nothing was sloppy. This game is exceptional."
It wasn't.
I wouldn't say they were exceptional.
It
No,
really
but
wasn't an exceptional game.
It was a very good game for both sides. But as we were saying earlier, Arsenal's finishing could have been better.
Definitely could have been better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
go on, Karen.
I was just going to say, I guess, obviously, with Arsenal saying, "Oh, their attack could have been better," then you got to go, well, Liverpool's defense needed to be stronger, so they can't get the chances that they fluffed, because some of them were very poor. And I think obviously they've got Van Dijk central defense, and they partnered him up with Joe Gomez tonight. They've obviously let Lovren go over the summer out to like whoever, can't remember, it's like Zenit or someone like that. And then they've got Matip on the bench, and I think that's an area that you need to either get like the Olympiacos left back, a player that can be a better replacement, because I don't think Joel Matip's a Premier League backup defender. You need someone a bit better than that, or at least buy another world-class centre-back to put with Van Dijk and put Gomez on the bench.
Yeah, Matip. Yeah, you say that Matip's not a bad player though, is he? Yeah, but like you say, he's not as you're saying as the starting player, but he is a substitute player for when Gomez or Van Dijk does need a rest. However, Van Dijk doesn't really. He never gets taken off. So
if I was a Liverpool player, Liverpool fan, though, I would feel, obviously, if one of them got injured, if Van Dijk got injured, let's say, I'd be a bit worried with two centre backs being Joe Gomez and Joel Matip. I mean, that's obviously Arsenal fans having to put up with David Luiz, Rob Holding in defence. They would happily take Joe Gomez or Matip even to help them out. But I think
what today has shown me, definitely in terms of Arsenal, is that we do need to not get ahead of ourselves, because it is really nice seeing us playing well, and he's definitely changed the club a lot. But I don't think that you can go after one season and suddenly be the best team. It's definitely going to take. How long did Klopp take before?
4 years.
3-4 years.
3 or 4 years before he actually did anything. Before we
won the title, anyways, because we got into a Champions League in 3 years, but we never won it.
There was the whole thing of obviously just different match here, but Chelsea West Brom that we mentioned earlier, and people going, "Oh, Chelsea fans celebrating, drawing 3-3 with West Brom," and it was a Liverpool fan. Someone put throwback a few years, and it's the line of Liverpool players celebrating it, drawing with West Brom. I think though, since Klopp being hired, the olden days, times have changed in 4 years, that you're not going to get 4 years in a job without winning anything.
Yeah, because if I remember rightly, before we had Klopp, Brendan Rodgers, he wasn't very consistent. We'd become Champions League football, Europa League football, then we become mid-table, and it would always be switch between one of the two. It was never consistently in one place on the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing it does interest me this game is also, what does Jordan Henderson? I don't watch Liverpool. What does he actually do when you play? Because I didn't see any holes in your defence or midfield.
I didn't actually today either. Usually when he doesn't play, it kind of falls apart, because Jordan Henderson is the leader, obviously, of Liverpool. But he does help out the midfield a lot.
He was.
Yeah, it would make sense.
He's an interesting one of people. Obviously, he got the journalist player of the year award for last season, and everyone was like, "What the hell are you doing? Why isn't it not given to De Bruyne?" But Adam's right. You've got to look at the performances last season when Henderson wasn't in the team. It's just not necessarily ability that they're missing, but the leadership that is key. That maybe that's what Chelsea don't have at the moment. Is you've got world-class players, and you've got they've got Thiago Silva, but he's not obviously going to be fluent in English, now, is he?
He's 30 now as well. He's going to retire soon.
It's not as if he's like 36. A John Terry who's been at the club forever, who knows the club and everything. So players like that, I guess you could say, are key, even if they don't they don't, bring the ability as much.
Mm-hmm. It's also interesting looking at like the money that teams spend, because I saw this thing. It says Pep, if they're trying to sign this Ruben Diaz guy for about 70 million.
Plus
If he
Otamendi.
does, yeah, before they even buy this Ruben Diaz guy, he will have spent, since he's come into managerial of City since 2016, more on defenders. So that's Walker, Stones, Otamendi, Laporte, Mendy, Garcia, all these players. He wouldn't have spent more than Real Madrid had on Bale, Ronaldo, Kroos, Varane, Modric. Like,
I think
that's
one
ridiculous.
of City's problems is they've got too much money to spend.
Yeah, that's what they don't try to build a team; they try and buy a team.
It's a very FIFA career mode of, oh my god, I've got 200 million in my transfer account. I'm gonna go and buy a load of rubbish players that aren't gonna go and fill the actual holes that we need. But I guess, players they have signed at the time would have been expected to do really well. Mendy, it's injuries, and then that's screwed over his ability to play, really. Laporte being good, but they've really struggled, I think, since Company left. I think that's been a large hole for them. Again, that's another leadership one. You've lost the club's leader, Fernandinho, playing out of position. Even though they've spent this much on defenders, you can't expect him to play out of position and be captain, because he's got two things going on.
That comes back.
You've got Aguero, who's clearly not in the right mindset of being in that team. What is he doing? He's probably more interested in Twitch streaming than he is actually playing football at the moment.
Yeah.
And you've got De Bruyne, who's granted a great player, but he's not going to carry them. Like, there's no way he's going to carry them to a league.
Yeah. There was obviously Aguero's injured at the moment, I'm pretty sure, because they're playing the Delap bloke up front. But But you're right. I think obviously Aguero playing all this Twitch over lockdown. And I'm sure a few people, City fans, might be worried that he's lost his desire. But I reckon once he gets back out on the pitch, he'll be fine, because watching the City documentary on Amazon, I don't think they'd allow someone to sit about and do nothing, because the intensity of the club. It's like a final point, I guess, as we're talking about transfers and budget. There was comments made earlier in the transfer window from Klopp about the amount that Lampard spent, which was a bit ironic considering how much Klopp has spent on players.
Exactly, yeah.
But I know this is my opinion here, that of Liverpool fans going, well, yeah, but we've spent all this money, but look what City have done. And I think that's kind of their little scapegoat on that is, well, we spent a load of money, but no, look over there, they've spent even more than us. Adam, are you happy? Obviously, they've spent well on the way they've spent on players, or is anyone that you'd think, oh, we've overpaid, or we don't need you?
Players, I think we don't need. What was that guy we bought? Was it last season? The Van.
Like Van der Berg.
I don't understand when we signed him. What was he, 17 at the time? He can't. He's played like 5 games. Very little amount of games. He hasn't done much for us. Don't understand why I bought him. Yeah, he was.
I think he'll be like a future thing.
Yeah.
Same with what bringing in Saliba. He doesn't speak English, and he's never played in the Premier League, so they're not going to just stick him straight in the team. So it does take time.
But I think the difference with Van der Berg and Saliba is Saliba's first team quality. He's not.
Yeah.
He's some Dutch teenager that they've picked out of the Eredivisie just because he looks promising, and they've looked on Football Manager and he's got the little star, one for the future or whatever on it. It's either going to be he'll be, oh my God, he's going to be a big breakout star at some point, or he'll just be a one of like Chelsea's many, we'll send you out on loan, and then we'll sell you on, which again could work. So probably get a profit off him, and then you look at other players,
not really great for
other players at the club for Liverpool, Xherdan Shaqiri. What a waste of money. Yeah, obviously he's done bits, to be fair. He's done bits. I'll acknowledge that for them.
What's he done?
Well, there's like general filling in. I think that's what Jota's going to do this season, of filling in and being stuff. And he's had some good plays.
Wait, where did they buy Shaqiri
Stoke.
from? For how much?
It was Stoke, and it was like 30. I swear it was
13.75 mil. 13 and like 3/4 million.
Jesus, that's a lot of money.
And I was watching an interview of like Klopp talking about, people think that he was a waste of money, that he hasn't done much, but the amount that he's filled in for the team, I guess, kind of equals that out.
I think it was an overpay, definitely, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad buy from Klopp, because as Harry was saying, he has done bits for the club, like filling in for whoever's injured up front. But yeah, definitely an overpriced buy, but he's not. I
also remember when you 2 seasons ago, when everyone, it was coming out that you were signing Naby Keita, and that was like the biggest transfer of the summer. Everyone was so hyped over that.
52 million. That was almost 53.
Yeah, he's also done not that much.
He's not really been playing that much, to be honest. But when he has played, he's not exactly put on a bad performance for.
But it's not worth the hype that everyone gave him.
Yeah, he wasn't worth. He's not worth the 53 million paid.
And
also the hype that was built up for him. Definitely not.
So just a quick final question. Quick fire. Obviously, Bobby's just be an outside view for him. Is Firmino a world-class striker, Adam?
You're asking me this question, or Bobby?
Yeah, we'll ask you both.
Do you want to go first, Bob, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. It's been like, obviously everyone's like mocking Firmino not scoring goals in Anfield for however long now. I'm not scoring very little goals. Sorry. But he's put in a shift for Liverpool, definitely. Like the assisting he's done for the wingers we have, it's been very good for us. But world class striker, no, but he is a very good like holding player in the middle.
Bobby, what are your thoughts?
Well, he's definitely not a world-class striker. I don't think it's even a debate. You're not scoring a single goal at home. I mean, it's obvious. I think the memes are like, it's just standard stuff in football. But like, I don't think there's any way that he's a bad player. I think he does do things. You see that lovely, like the ball over from Trent, and then he chests it down into Salah's path, and he almost has a shot. So he does have good moments, but overall, I think he's definitely just another one of those players that just sort of fit the system of Liverpool and allows the clocks to keep ticking, and it just lets it keep on going, really. I don't think he totally makes... I think he would make a difference if he wasn't in there, but there's no way that he's a world-class player.
Definitely agree with that one. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for listening. So we'll make fun of Bobby if you ever see him, or drop him a message. Just make fun of him due to that loss. Might be a fun season ahead for him. We'll continue to make episodes like this if there's a big match. But anyway, thank you for listening. That was the final whistle.